Any other questions? Yes.
Last 2 weeks, the last meeting, you and I spoke after the meeting, and I asked you if you could possibly make a report of whatever you do between meetings to help the citizens who are complaining about any issues related to gas drilling and fracking. So have you been able to do anything to advocate the past 2 weeks that you can report to us?
As far as the last 2 weeks, yeah, I've had a couple other conversations with Sandy Majors in relation to the gas industry. As far as the other time, most of my other time's been spent working on other problems and issues right now.
So can you give any details what you said to Sandy Majors or what she said to you?
Well, our conversation was, as usual, that the concerns that we're making sure we're doing the right thing, that we're reviewing what's going on in the county and making sure that legislation's there and that state agencies are in place to help. And her response was that, to me, was that she had been in contact with DEP and other agencies and they were on site and doing what they were supposed to be doing.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Yes.
The Economic Development Board recently gave an award to Cabot Gas for being the Business of the Year. And who sponsors the Economic Development Board? Is that a county office? Who pays for that board and their salaries?
I don't think there's anybody that pays.
There is no pay.
Yeah, there's no pay.
It's a volunteer group?
It's a volunteer group. The Economic Development is a committee that's approved by, appointment is approved by the Commissioner's office.
So you approve who's on the board. And how many are on the board?
Currently, there's what, because we have a couple open positions.
There's 5 on the board.
5 on the board right now, yeah.
And I'd like to know how they were able to give Business of the Year award to a business that has 450 violations in our county since 2008.
Well, I would suggest you talk to the chairman, which is
and who is the chair? Who is it?
John Kameen.
John Kameen?
Yeah.
And ask him why he made such a decision for a company that has so many violations.
Bruce, yeah. Public comment, yes.
This question is to Mike. Mike, since you are an attorney, the families in Dimmock the past week or two, several families, like about 8 of them that were in litigation, accepted settlements. And in order to accept the settlements, they had to sign non-disclosure agreements. So they can't speak about the case or details or anything about the gas companies forever. So how do you feel about non-disclosures in our county, that residents who have trouble with the gas companies, when they accept settlements, they must sign non-disclosures? How do you feel about those?
I have no comment on that.
And why don't you have a comment?
Because I don't.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Also, I'd like to say, too, that the past 2 weeks I learned that Cabot was found guilty of another group of homes, water wells that have been contaminated in Lenox, and the DEP found them guilty. Did you know about that, Alan and Marianne and Mike? That they were found responsible, and they contaminated from the Stalter gas well site in Lenox. They contaminated 4 homes. And they were made responsible for that. So do you know about that? And have you been able to talk to Sandy Majors or the governor about the increasing amount of homes that have to have water delivered? Cabot is delivering water to more homes now, and WPX continues to deliver water to Franklin Forks. That hasn't been settled yet either at this point.
I have no comment on that. Any other public comment?
Comment, another comment. And do you know also, Alan, it's in your neighborhood where you live in the Halstead area, the Great Bend Authority, Sewer Authority. I went to a meeting past couple of days, and they've had complaints from residents with black water in their water wells, and now they're wondering about any kind of concern about that getting into the water system or getting into the river, going across into New York. Do you know anything about that? That's in your neighborhood.
No, my water's fine.
So you're personally fine? Yeah. So you haven't heard about the black water?
Well, I'm on city water. So most people that live in town there are on city water. And people that have black water, I mean, it could be a number of things. It could be because somebody dumped Clorox in their system and they had a lot of iron, and that could make it black. So there's all kinds of possibilities.
Yeah, so you haven't heard anything further?
No. Okay, a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.